Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. As you can tell, the background is different because I have now officially moved, which feels so good and I'm so excited. But I am trying to figure out like where's best to film, where's the best lighting. It's currently like 3 o'clock, so probably not the best time to film a video, probably why the lighting's a little off. But I'm also trying to not show you too much of the room because I do want to do like an official room tour and things like that. So I'm trying to keep it minimal to what's in the background, and there's obviously things we still need to do, but that's why I'm in the setup that I am. That's where it's different because I have officially moved and I'm so excited. If you hadn't known, I was moving and it was a very long process, just because we had to give like 2 months notice and we were just really eager to get here, and now we are, which is really great. So saying all of that, I thought it would be a great idea to give you some tips on moving if you are moving soon too, just because now I've actually been through it and there were some things that I did really well, some things that I just couldn't do because of my circumstances, but things that I wish I could have done and things that I should have done and just didn't realise or like thought about after the fact. So these are some of my hints and tips about the best ways to move and the best ways to be organised for your move. I of course have written a long list on my phone because it wouldn't be an Amber video if I hadn't done that, would it? So let's grab that and we'll get going. So my first tip would be to collect cardboard boxes from early on. So like I said, we had to give 2 months notice, so we knew we were moving. We had like a lot of time to prepare ourselves, I guess. So instead of like going out and buying cardboard boxes, which I find just the most bizarre thing, I get it because they're all like uniform and it's very easy, but probably not the best for the environment, and there's a lot of cardboard boxes you use in everyday life anyway, so we decided to collect ours, which basically meant any deliveries I got, any boxes I saw in supermarkets that were empty, any boxes that were in our like communal recycling area that had been thrown away. I stored all of those, and it was also over the Christmas period, so I also said to my friends and family, like, if you get any cardboard boxes, because you know everyone orders like ASOS, Amazon, all of those like big companies, keep the cardboard box for me please. So that was a really great way because I just kept them all like behind the fridge, and it just meant that when we did come to box stuff up, I was well prepared and it just worked really well for us and meant that we spent a little bit less. In the same sense, we also saved any like tissue paper or bubble wrap or anything like that, just so that we could like wrap our plates and bowls and we didn't have to go out and buy those packing things. This again was really useful and just meant it was one less thing that we had to buy. And also if you end up like running out of bubble wrap or anything, we used our tea towels to wrap up like glasses and things, which was a really good shout as well because it meant you weren't throwing it away at the end because obviously you use your tea towels. Going along that same line for like bigger items, so like frames or mirrors or anything like that, we actually wrapped them in our towels and like blankets. So we were pretty like resourceful when it came to packing, which I found really useful because it meant less trips to the recycling centre for one, or like the tip because we had less boxes and things, but also meant I actually had to pack less because I was using a lot of items for the packing. Does that make sense? I hope so. My next tip I actually saw from another video. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was, but it might have even been like on Pinterest or something, but someone had put hairbands over hangers, like bunches of hangers, and put a hairband around it. And oh my god, that was a genius idea. They also bagged their clothes. Now we were driving our own clothes, so I didn't bag any of them because I didn't want to use extra bags. But I did put hairbands around the hangers and it just meant grabbing them was super easy and you didn't have to like faff around, they didn't get tangled, and it literally meant I could just pick up like 6 items in one and hang them straight in the wardrobe, which was so good for like quick unpacking. So I would super recommend that if you have any elastic bands or hairbands lying around, use those because it will save you a hell of a lot of organising. Now one thing I didn't do, which I kind of wish I had, was label things or like be really specific about which box stuff goes in. I was probably too eager, if you've seen some of my moving vlogs, in the sense like I was packing from like day 1 of the 2-month period, so it was a bit of a mishmash of items when I came to unpacking boxes and things. We were really lucky because we unpacked as soon as we got here, so we moved on a weekend, which was really good and meant I just unpacked everything. Christian has been ill, so he couldn't help as much as he wanted to, but yeah, we unpacked everything, which was really great. So we have managed to find most things apart from my tripod, so still on the lookout for that. But I would definitely label things, bags, boxes, or like separate your items, like bathroom items, kitchen items, if you are moving all in one go. We were doing car trips back and forth, so we were never going to be able to pack down a whole room, but if we had, I think that would have been really useful, and it would have made the unpacking a lot easier because there was a lot of like skipping to different rooms to try and like find a place for everything. I may have just mentioned this, but because we were doing our ferrying back and forth in our car, I found that packing things in like small bags, so we have like a bag of plastic bags that we've had to buy or we've found over the years, so I used all of those bags for packing, just because I found that when it came to packing the car, we had quite a few big items like tables or chairs or whatever that took up the majority, and then it was quite nice to have smaller bags of like clothes or soft things at least that you could kind of like shove in the gaps to like really make the most of your space and make the most of the trips back and forth. So we did pack a lot of things in small plastic bags, just like Asda ones, Tesco ones, Sainsbury's ones, that kind of vibe, and we have actually kept them all in our bag of bags, so it's all good. But that was a really good tip for us, and just meant we could fit a lot more in the car and be a bit more resourceful with our space and like time, because we didn't have to do so many trips. I would also say if you're moving yourself, if you're driving yourself to and from, keep fragile things in the front seat. Now obviously if there's someone else in the car you can't really do this, but I had like a whole bag, like one of my small bags again, full of bubble wrapped glasses, and they're really pretty glasses that I absolutely love. So I was really worried like if I shove them in a corner in the back and like something moves, because there's a lot of speed bumps on the way to our house, would mean that smash, they're gone, because they're like super fragile. But it also meant like cactus and like plants I kept in the front, and it just gave me like that bit of like relief knowing that they weren't shoved in the back among everything else. Obviously if you're moving in a van that might not be such a worry for you, just because you've got a lot more space to play with, and I'm sure you've like boxed them up better than I had with my plastic bag situation. But it was just nice knowing that they were safe, and probably would have had more damage if they had been in the back. I also found, I know this is in like every packing video ever, but rolling the clothes rather than folding them was so much better. I had to convince Christian to do it, but it's just a way of like packing way more densely, like you can fit so much more stuff in. So like we did pack our clothes into boxes mainly, just because we had quite a few of them and we wanted them all to be in one place, but it meant we could fit way more in there than if we had folded, which I was really thankful for. It does make the boxes quite heavy, so I would say like double up on your tape so it doesn't like split at the bottom, because that would have been a nightmare. But I would definitely recommend folding your clothes. I know like packing for holidays, most people do that now, but just a reminder, it's very good for when you're moving too. The other two tips I kind of already touched on, but the thing I would have changed, like doing this again, the thing I definitely would have done, I would not have mixed the bags. That was like a big mistake. So I had like bags of like food and pans and like, oh, there's a toothbrush in there, and like just random things that really made no sense. And it was only because we unpacked that I feel like it didn't have as much of a negative effect as it could, because I am an organised person by nature, so not being able to find something and like searching and rummaging through bags would have been a nightmare, especially because I had bought, like, it's so dumb, I bought some lunch to bring with me because I didn't want to eat obviously our roommates' food or anything like that. So I bought food with me, but I put it in one of the bags for the kitchen stuff, and then I had like 12 bags for kitchen things, and my god, I could not find it, so I had to buy lunch again, which is a bit annoying. But just that kind of thing, like I know it's so minor, but it was just like when you have a lot of bags and a lot of boxes and a lot of items, it can get quite frustrating quite quickly. So that would be my hot tip, like number one is don't mix your bags. Then lastly, finishing this on a high note, my number one tip for like things you definitely should do is unpack quickly. So it's day 3 of like moving in. We haven't unpacked anything today because everything is unpacked, which is kind of insane. So it mostly took us Saturday and Sunday, so 2 days, and it probably would have been faster if Christian was like up to his normal standard of health, but he's had like a fever, bless him, so he really couldn't help as much as he wanted to. But we've unpacked everything, which I'm really happy about. Obviously not everything's in the place that we definitely want it to stay, and we've still got things to hang up, but there is nothing in a bag and nothing in a box, which is like pretty good going considering the amount of stuff we had. Like I said, everything will still get rearranged. We're only 3 days in. I mean, things are bound to change. hair in my eye. So yeah, it was really good for us to unpack quickly, and I also feel a lot more at home now because I'm not living out a suitcase or cardboard boxes or bags or anything like that. I've spread out my stuff throughout the apartment, which just feels really nice. It makes me feel a lot more at home, which is really important for me because I do spend quite a lot of time at home. I am at uni, but I only go 2 days a week, so the other days I kind of like study from home and things like that. So I felt like it was really important for me to start to feel settled quite quickly, and just like it was mine, just because moving from my old house was quite sad because I bloody loved that house. It was so good, and it was so pretty, and it was just everything I loved in that house, so I wanted this to feel the same. I didn't want to like regret moving or anything, so I felt like it was really important to settle quickly, spread my stuff out, and like start to feel at home. So yeah, if you can unpack like on the day even, or the day after, or the day after that, definitely try, just because I think you'll be really grateful for it afterwards. I know it's such an effort and like moving is so long, but I just feel like I'm definitely more settled now, and it's one less thing to worry about because it's already done. I feel like I just spoke very quickly for a very long amount of time, but I hope some of that made sense to you. If you are moving, congratulations, because it's so bloody exciting. I love moving. I haven't moved that often actually. This is like my 3rd move, but it's just always nice to be like in this new environment, somewhere new to start fresh and things like that. So yeah, very exciting times. I hope this video has really helped you though and given you some tips. I know a lot of it is like pretty straightforward, but it's just things that I've learned from my experience or things that I wish I had done, etc, etc. So I hope it is helpful to some of you out there. If you have liked this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe down below, because I post 2 videos a week, sometimes 3, mostly 3, but I feel scared to commit to that, so I'm going to say 2 videos a week, and I will see you very soon. Bye!